Okay, that's great.
Okay, I'll go find that camera, but we're good. It's recording.
Hi.
I'll try.
That's good.
I didn't let her drive. I didn't let her drive.
Okay. We have the food, we are doing noodles and company, so there's like 3 different flavors that we can grab. But if we wanted to get started and then grab food, then get started.
I think grab that food.
Okay, let's do it.
It's hot as well. We're I'm hungry. Well, they all love it. You know.
They're still there.
Sorry about that. Oh, probably. Mac and cheese. Like, you know. Or if you want more, I want to. Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And then Kaylee. Then with the Mariah, who's sitting next, she's the one who puts the glasses on her. She's gonna be the one that you'll connect with because she's over, but both of those two are over. So yeah, her questions, she'll be the one that you'll be working with.
Here's Lily's keys. I'm most likely. So, and I told they're not. So, yeah. They told me. I just won't.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You did say that you were. I don't know. I don't.
Oh. Actually, I think.
So have been. And lucky left on still. Barn door. Yeah, I don't know where we're at. Ask Kyle.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm not sure. Sydney's the one I got it. So I think that there's a pad thai, chicken parmesan, something else. And that's
This is this one?
Where we.
Yeah.
This is so good.
It's very odd production.
Okay. I think we're okay to get going.
Thanks for being here tonight. We're gonna get started. We need to see this one. Yeah. I will.
It's like the minutes.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, are you sitting here?
I don't know.
You can sit there.
You're the lecturer.
Bryce is gone today, so you can.
I get in the brush.
Be right here.
Okay.
You get a dinner?
I'll grab one.
Okay, Karina.
Why are there so many people?
Okay, guys,
Did
we're gonna
anyone
get
enough?
started. So first, there is something else, I'm gonna hurry and add to the, agenda before we get to safety. So I have, two of the shirt colors that if you guys want to take a vote or take a look and see which one you like most, but we're gonna go with either one of these two. So this one?
Right.
Teal? I figured, yes, this one is nice, so I don't know if you wanted to touch it, and then this is going to be the one, and they both come in, small to 6XL, and then, this is going to be the nice green one that we'll be getting for the polos, and they both come in, or this one is just unisex, and then this one comes in female and unisex. So if you have not gotten your sizes to Jill, please get that to her ASAP as we have to place this order early next week. So, okay. So tonight I did invite safety to come and just do like a safety presentation of police, fire, and then we also have Jason and Matt here from management service who are over risk management. So I was just gonna have them briefly go over their sections, and if you guys had any questions, let us know. So, Heath, are you on? I don't think I see Heath, so we'll wait for him to hop on and then we'll go to Blake. Oh, wait, Jason. Right now, we don't have anyone. It should be Jenn and Heath said that they were gonna join, but they haven't joined yet. So we're gonna turn the time over to Jason and Matt to go over our parade safety and what we're gonna do to try to make it more safe.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Let's start with that.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Well, are we talking about just the parade part or all of it?
You can do what, parade part, we want to focus, but we also can talk about all of it.
We all wanna know. Well, and you guys already know that safety is the culture that we're shooting, right? Have, what does my dad always say? Safety first and then have a good. What he said. But that's why I have so much stress and love and anxiety for Oremfest. It's because I believe that our staff, our volunteers, are those that participate in this, do an excellent job of mitigating to the highest level possible safety, understanding our risks. We do a great job, but then we open the gates for 60,000 residents to show up. So kind of all bets are off at that point. We do what we can to ensure the event. This year we brainstormed some ideas that I'm considering more of a experiment this year. If they work well, then we can expand that idea. So for example, for the parade, we've come up with, does anybody know what a candlestick construction cone is? They're the narrow ones that are about 4 feet high.
Yeah.
And then at the hardware store, we got some actually bright yellow, it's kind of a plastic polymer type chain, lightweight, I mean, it's durable, that the candlesticks will be 5 yards apart, 15 feet apart, little loop going through them. To put on, again, experimental. So the north side of Center Street, that would cover the main park area. That because I figure we'll focus on that area because that's where the volume of the crowd is. And again, it's more, we didn't want to get anything that's going to block people's view from sitting on the ground, but yet we want to paint a picture that we don't want you coming out the road. On the south end of the road, on Center Street, we can have more bodies, staff members or whatever. And I figure that works better simply because we have more separate roads and drive approaches and residents that live on that side. And so anyway, so we're gonna try the north side on the park section. I don't have a map, but And then we're gonna focus a little more attention on 800 East and Center Street where the parade turns. From going north to then going west. We're gonna try to, a little further down Center Street, cause I know PD usually parks some patrol cars there to block traffic, but we may just go down to Public Works and get 2 big back trucks and turn perpendicular in the Center Street there. Again, me being paranoid that you get some crazy that wants to get in their van and plow through the parade or whatever else. They're gonna have a hard time getting around back trucks. They could pull around the patrol car. So we're gonna try some things that, to up our game a little bit with safety.
Making a presence will help.
Yeah, well, and that's the idea. Because what we're trying to, another thing we're trying to do is again, I think people that come to Oremfest are the same people that come every year after year after year. They love it, they're a part of it. But we're not only trying to keep them safe, but I want to influence their perspective of what we're doing, the culture of what we're doing. So that they know that we're trying to keep them safe and have a good time. So that's kind of where we're at with safety. We are going to meet with all the parade applicants like we did last year and have a little come to you.
A lot of come to you.
But answer questions again, trying to cultivate that culture of safety. And again, my thing is that we're all risk managers, every one of us, even the applicants, the residents that participate in this. If they see something that's hazardous, Gordon Graham is kind of the Obi-Wan Kenobi of risk management, not only in the country, but around the world. And he has a saying that if it's predictable, it's preventable. If we anticipate something, if we can see something happening, then we can probably prevent it from happening. We do have a new carnival group this year. Karina is still being on that. But they seem to be on top of things thus far. So we'll make sure that we got them under the microscope as they're setting up. And usually you can get a pretty good feel of their view on safety within the first 24 hours. Even my son, he was what, 8 years old, 9 years old. And as the carnival was setting up, I think it was last year, we were walking the park sidewalks, spraying, displacements or looking for hazards. And my 8-year-old son was watching the carnival guys set up. And he's like, Dad, they need a risk manager. Like nobody's got a harness on, they're hanging from the rafters, yeah. So, yeah, you can tell pretty quick. But other than that, I don't have any immediate concerns. I know we met over at Sarah Park the other day to discuss some things going on over there with the car show and public that attend that. But I don't see it being any different than previous years. Do any of you have any immediate concerns or questions as it relates to risk?
Oh.
So, I know that last year they had a lot of problems with people standing in front of them that were sitting on the sidewalk, and so that's why it got pushed out farther and farther into the street. How will that be addressed with the cones and stuff? Because I know people will still be able to stand on the side of the.
People are still gonna do whatever they wanna do regardless of what we do. And again, I think of it as us being consistent from year to year, and then because we don't have, I wish we had the manpower to put a person every 15 feet all the way down Center Street. I bet Blake wishes the same, we had officers, but we don't. From a legal standpoint, what it comes down to is the city, is this committee, are we doing our due diligence and making the efforts to create a safe environment? that's from a legal standpoint, if there's a claim, if there's an incident, yes, we are. So that's a defense for us.
Okay.
But again, we can't control what people do or how they do it or when they do it, whether it's a kid, whether it's an adult that just wants to be parade. And I mean, they're gonna step over this chain, they're gonna, they may move it, they may, and obviously this is where I empower everybody to be a risk manager and go put it back and say, hey, we do this for you, keep you safe. And so again, it's educating, a lot of educating, but because we can't. So setting Orem City or Oremfest aside, throughout the city, we've got over 300 miles of sidewalk, 300 miles of street, and only a handful of employees, right? So we can't be everywhere all the time. And so, but do we have a program? Do we have a maintenance program? Do we go out and do inspections? Do we do our due diligence to in an effort to make it so? Even with like potholes, a pothole can pop up in a matter of seconds, depending on, the weather, the temperature, everything else. And then people call me demanding that I pay for the, damage to their car. But we don't know about it, right? I can't know what's happening on every square foot, on every linear mile within Orem. And I look at Oremfest as kind of the same. We do what we can, we mitigate to the highest level possible before up to the event. And then everyone serves as eyes and ears through the process. If we get people that are rowdy, that are out of control, then we're gonna have radio contacts and ability to contact this guy over here, who will then come running, right? It's not your responsibility or your volunteers or our 16-year-old lifeguards to de-escalate an angry citizen. Right, and angry residents, okay, that's what we pay Bleyl for. Again, we can do what we can to calm people, to kind of control a crowd or answer questions, but I don't want anybody ever to feel like they have to go nose to nose with somebody my size, right? And we all know we've had them. So just be mindful, we're a team, all of us in this, and we actually, through our efforts, actually help Blake's team to know what's going on, where it's happening. It can't all be on Blake and his officers, right? It's a group effort, okay, through the whole thing. But at any time, well, at any time, if you guys see something that's just out of place, that you're nervous about, that's just not working, say something, bring it up, call somebody, call Karina, she can call me. Call Jim, and we can address it as quickly as possible.
With the hot dog eating competition and the donut, we're actually gonna do a donut eating competition too this year. Because Katrina is sponsoring, do we have them sign waivers? Because I've seen someone else choke, I've seen someone choke on a donut eating competition, but sometimes we pull into the crowd.
There's people that have died from hot dog.
Yeah.
From a risk management standpoint, again, I'm the fun kid.
They do sign waivers.
However,
They do sign waivers?
they do sign waivers to participate in.
Okay.
And then the donut eating contest isn't like eating as many donuts, it's hanging from, it's like a string donut, so there's no speed in that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because again, what we try to do, so I purchased event insurance, event coverage. And I wish that the carriers would send me 1 or 2 line items that actually describes what they're covering. Instead, they send me 8 pages of what they don't cover. Okay. So I always tell everybody, we need to proceed as if we're not insured. Okay. I don't want anyone to have the mentality like, well, we don't need to worry about this because we have insurance. Okay. That's a horrible mindset, horrible culture to even be in. We're going to do what we can. But the other thing that we do internally, and I know Karina has been working with legal with agreements requiring insurance from these vendors, from other people that participate in this, because what that does is it creates this layer effect. I call them filters, where you have an event and the first thing financially the claim hits is their insurance. It absorbs the cost or whatever limits were available. And then, because they're always gonna name Orem City in that lawsuit, right? Because it's our event. But their insurance will absorb the most of that cost. And then whatever gets through, then Orem City will be responsible for whatever, again, based on negligence, the whole one. But, so we're doing a lot of things internally to help mitigate those things. And that's why and we're getting to the point now where our food vendors, they just know that it's expected that they're privately insured, right? For their own best interests, all honesty. If I love the barbecue and I'm gonna show up and cook for 40,000 people, I don't know if some of those people are gonna get sick or whatever and come back and sue me. I don't want to get sued, right? Event insurance, you can buy it for one day. If that's all you're doing it for, you don't have to buy a full year or a full policy. You can buy it for one day, costs anywhere from $90 to $150, depending on what you're doing and what kind of coverage you want. Orem City does not provide that to them. They can go through our broker. We don't recommend. What I normally do, if somebody asks you, well, who do I get insurance from? Everyone's got auto insurance, everyone's got homeowners insurance. I just tell them to go to their own insurance carrier and ask about event coverage. And then let their carrier direct them on where to go. And worst case scenario, just get online and Google event insurance. You can buy it online. It takes 15 minutes. I did a mock trial the other day to see if I could do it and how much it would cost. Real easy to do. And then we've got, I believe we have Scales and Tails coming in. I think that's the only one we have that we do a separate or individual agreement with, besides the carnival, fireworks. Jim, are there any more coming up at some point? What I can think.
We have a University Play Small, but.
And in those agreements, what we do, for example, for Scales and Tails, in those agreements, basically what we're telling them is they're responsible for their own negligence. Okay, if they screw up on something, if they do something stupid and there's an incident or a child injured, that's on them. They're responsible. Their insurance is to cover that. It's basically a whole harmless agreement, or they're not going to come back and sue the city. So they're participating on their own accord. So we continue to improve, and that's what I've really been impressed with Karina. She's come in here, is I believe that we've taken this to a whole new level within the last couple of years, and especially as she's been here, because risk management is never a stagnant thing, right? Especially with events like this. And here's me being a fun hater again, but all you got to do is watch the news. Somewhere in some parade, some event, some festival across the country, multiple per year, there's some crazy that gets in a van and decides to run over 50 people, right? Or worse. Yes, it is terrible, but we're not exempt from that, right? Yeah, it's family city USA, but we're not exempt from that. Blake, do we have any crazy people in very few, right? And it can be as simple as, and again, when you think about stuff like that, you think about worst case scenario that this is a terrorist type thing. In reality, the majority of the time it's a domestic violence thing, where it's a husband found out that his wife's at the parade with her boyfriend. You know, it's not some terrorist from some other country wanting to ruin our event. But it can be a reality, and that's what's scary about these things. But we're doing everything in our power, again, our due diligence, to have a good time, but to make sure everyone goes home at the end of the day. I'm just glad we don't have horses like Spanish Fort, where every event on the parade line has like a dozen horses. That would be really hard to insure anyways. But I think we do a great job, and I'm excited about this year. I'm excited with some of the stuff we're going to try. Again, please reach out at any time to Karina. She can get with me. You can call my office or my cell. I'm happy to help wherever I can. No, I'm busy with a lot of, I cover all the departments with all of their challenges. So this is just one of those things, but, I'm happy to help. Matt's happy to help. He's helping me a lot. Excuse me, with the safety in these cones but both him and I will be there, for the parade and to review a lot of that stuff, and we'll be working directly with Blake as well. Any other questions, concerns? Okay. The other thing, real quick, as far as liability goes, if we know about, so when a lawsuit is managed, right? What it comes down to is what did you know? And when did you know it? And then what did you do immediately after you were aware of it? So if we know of a hazard and a problem, and so each of you, in the eyes of the public, you may as well work for Orem City, right? You represent Orem City in your actions. So if we see a hazard, but we choose not to do anything or not to act, we may as well just get out the checkbook. Okay, so if we know of a hazard, we have to act upon it and fix it. Okay, as soon as possible, soon as reasonably possible, right? That's what it helps us with the lawsuits. As of this point, we usually have 1 or 2 claims that come each year from Oremfest. They're minor. They're elderly folks that trip on an extension cord or a garden hose in the park because Tim didn't cover them all, or yeah. But other than that, knock on wood, we've done really well. So let's keep that going. Okay.
Yeah, so if you have been through the drive-through of In-N-Out, those cones and the chains, that's exactly what ours is going to look like. And then like Jason said, we have more personnel. So on top of the volunteers, we have all of the fitness and library part-time staff who are going to come, and they will be in bright, probably orange t-shirts for the parade route. And then as well, I already have 6 of them, and so it's going to be placed throughout the parade route where we will have radios, and so we can talk to each other. So if Liz is over in staging and I'm on the end, or Sydney's in the middle, if anything happens, we can radio to each other very quickly, get to Blake, and go from there. Okay, thank you. We are going to move on to fire. Heath is on. Do you hear us, Heath?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep. Okay, he's just gonna give us a fire update.
Okay, so yeah, I'll do both fire and emergency management. So on the fire side, each day in the park, so Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we'll have between 8 and 10 of our fire guys there. That our mass gathering permit that I'm in the process of getting filled out requires that we have that many staff the first aid booth, so we'll make sure that that's covered. And then we also always have 2 of our fire guys on bike patrol that'll just be riding throughout the park. And then added to that, on Saturday night with the parade and fireworks, we stage, so we have the guys in the park still, and then add an additional 2 that stage at Center Street and 800 East. In the ambulance, just in case there's any issues in the parade. That way they're not fighting traffic. They can go either direction down the parade route. So that will be covered. And then on the emergency management side, I know there's been a lot of talk up and down the parade route with radios and everything. We usually have between 20 and 30 of the Utah County or ham radio partners that we staff and send them throughout the parade route and then throughout the fireworks, the drop zone. So they'll be out watching, and then they have a command center that they just set up there at the public safety building. If they see anything, then they can radio in either to myself or Derek Spencer and fire, and then we can reach out to Blake and his team or whoever needs to get that information quick. So along with all the volunteers we have out there, we will have another 20 to 30 ham radio volunteers that are all vetted individuals out there helping out as well. Okay. So I don't know if there's any questions on what we cover or anything like that, but that's what we're working on right now to get set up.
Okay, thank you, Heath. Any questions for Heath? Okay, thanks, Heath.
Yep.
Let's move on to Blake for the police side.
So for the car show, we'll probably maintain the 2 officers in the park there, just, for security. I'd like to have 1 motor guy and one person in a vehicle. They want to be part of the car show, because we like to see the heartbeats and whatnot, I guess, so. So yeah, we'll kind of maintain status quo on that, just officers there. Parade route, I've pretty much made all all the assignments for that. One thing I'm kind of looking at this year is about every fourth block, so. The start parade, A stop AP. I've got a lieutenant and a sergeant staged in that area, so if there's anything on that back into the parade will happen, we have to hopefully take control, right? Fourth stop, I've got a sergeant staged, AP center, I've got a sergeant staged. I think it's about 300 east, if I remember right. And center, I've got another sergeant stage there, so I'm trying to have some supervision throughout the parade route. And then, yeah, most every intersection or entryway onto either East or Center Street along the parade route is manned by an officer. There's only a handful of them that are blocked with barricades and stuff, and usually those are just like cul-de-sacs that we don't have to work with. I'm gonna have some overwatch contingencies more towards the end of the parade, and I'll probably be staffed up on top of Trio or Smiths.
Mhm.
When I say overwatch, it's gonna be like our police snipers. In the de-staging exit area, got a bunch of officers staged there. I know that's always a bottleneck, that's always an issue. There's always somebody that's gotta do something with the float and can't move along, so I've got a bunch of officers staged there, and it's like 12 plus. Hopefully make that flow. Done what we've done there for years and it's worked, so I'm not really gonna change anything that way. We'll dump out onto State Street and shoot them north and just try to keep traffic flowing as fast as we possibly can with all that. With I know one thing I was going, I believe last year was that kind of little about 300 East Center, we set up barricades to allow entry and exit of the vehicle or food trucks and stuff like that. That seemed to be a really good idea, so we're gonna maintain that for sure. And that allows emergency personnel to come in and out with vehicles if needed. So, carnival wise, we're gonna maintain our police booth along the park patrol. Also gonna have kind of a QRF contingency, QRF quick rapid reaction force contingency. It's not gonna be like an officer state anywhere, but I want the equipment there, so we'll have some shields and more some tactical stuff. Probably staged right nearby the police booth and patrol car. So if we need that, we can. Along with the park patrol, I'm gonna get with our task force guys, plainclothes guys, and make sure they're doing their walkthroughs of the party, whatnot too. So we have some plainclothes guys that can get a little closer to incidences, problems, and without a uniform, kind of pushing them around or put them off or anything. Is there?
All right, question, again, worst case scenario, we do have an event, a situation where people are in harm's way. Does that automatically default to you to decide what we do and where people need to go and get?
So that's all written up in the plan. Heath and I are meeting on the 17th to make sure that's all. There was one last year. It's probably gonna be pretty standard as to what it was last year as to this year, and we'll have to change the dates and maybe a few little tweaks, but yeah, it's gonna have contingencies for landing zones. If there is any sort of mass casualty, where we want to make that collection point, et cetera, that way. So it'll spell everything out as to what we would like to see happen.
I would say, depending on where you guys are all located, obviously we're not all gonna be holding hands at the same spot, right? Your best contact is gonna be Karina. Just call Karina on the radio, call her on the phone, whatever, and then she can work with Heath and Bleyl to then decide what needs to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, that way it's all just going filtering, bottlenecking to Karina, and then she can work directly with. So don't call Bleyl, call Karina. That work.
Another thing I haven't checked on these yet. It depends on what task force has set up and what they have available. They have the ability to put pole cams up, which are little cameras basically that attach to telephone poles and everything. So last year we had 4 of those set up in the area, and that seemed to work pretty well. We actually used them a couple of times. One of the issues we always have is it's kind of that west side of the carnival area where the ball field is, and there's that kind of overflow parking area. If you have the money, I would like to maybe see if we could rent some, like we haven't already, rent some of those like 360 cameras, maybe put a few of those around. The ones they have on construction site and whatnot. Yeah, you can rent those little trailers
Yeah.
and stuff, or I would imagine, fairly cheaper for weekend or something like that. 'Cause we always
Hey,
have
Blake.
it over there, especially on Friday or Saturday night. It's always something that goes on over that way, and you usually honestly never find out who was involved and stuff like that. It's dark over there.
Heath?
Hopefully the camera system would have some sort of night vision film or
Yeah.
decent camera.
Yeah. Hey, Blake, sorry to cut you off real fast. We will have 2 of those cameras from the county. We borrow them every year for Oremfest. So Jeremy's always just placed them where he wanted them. So 2 will be there for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You just tell me where you want them.
Is 2 enough?
Especially with some full cams and stuff like that.
Yeah, say 2 is all the county emergency manager has. So if we need more than that, we'll have to rent more.
Where have they been located in the past? We've had it. I don't wanna move it and then we have trouble in a different spot.
Good question.
One last year, they were in, one in the south parking lot, one over by the ball fields, so we had one over on the north side, I think that was it last year, was it one in the senior parking lot?
We had 3 last year.
Strategic like entry exit points will probably be some of that lot, so yeah, like kind of the east side, the west side. And probably that north side is where a lot of people come go. And if we can get forward, it'd be awesome to have on the Center Street side as well, but we will, I mean, we shut down Ekins Center to stay for the duration of the carnival parade that night, so that'll be all shut down. There will be officers staged over in that area, but there's a lot of people that go, so I might that over there, if we can get a couple more possibly. We've got to, we're ready to do that. Something to look at.
Okay.
Along with that, you know,
That's what, when he said that, I was like,
Yeah.
immediate, like, let's look over
If-
here.
if, like, you can get on a map and figure out where the best locations.
Include me and
Talk to
Jason.
This year or whatever. And let's see what's on.
Okay, let's do it.
other than that, yeah, that's.
Okay, thank you both. All right, now we're gonna go just really quickly, for an, update from Heather on just any kind of sponsorships, or if you guys have any questions, that kind of thing.
Okay, so far we have, committed from sponsors $74,250. And we have cash already received $28,500. So we're still gonna keep working on getting them paid and we're on.
Yeah. Something that we have changed this year is, in the past, they have just like paid when they want to pay. But this year they are signing a contract saying that you have to pay by Oremfest. So then we can be accurate with our numbers that we report back to our city council. And just making sure that we get what they've said.
I have a question on that. Just doubling up on VIP tents versus sponsors, what comes from that for VIP tent? Cause I reached out to Chick-fil-A and they're like, we're already in contact, and I was like, okay, I don't know where my part is.
Where the gifts go?
Or the food. Or the VIP tent.
Oh, who's paying for the food or who's?
Yeah, so it comes from like sponsorship,
So
so.
like last year, Smith started
Yes.
so much money.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A does.
We have
everything.
Smiths, we have Chick.
Aldi did something,
No, not one of these.
Oh.
Applebee's
Junction,
donated
salads.
salads, Trader Joe's donated cookies. We had a bunch of sponsors that donated food for the community tent.
Yeah, obviously. like-
Which is different than the VIP dinner, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let me just look through here. VIP 10 Smith's is also donating.
Yeah.
Dairy Queen.
But that's something you could, so you're just saying that we just want to double that up and. we
I
can
don't
report
wanna,
it.
I don't wanna I don't wanna overdo it, cause when I reached out to Chick-fil-A, they're like, oh, we're already working with somebody
Okay.
else, and I'm like, oh, yes. They're like, we'll work with her. And you go,
Well,
"Okay, cool."
and what we can do is that if you wanna get, send Ashlie an email being like,
Yeah.
this is who we have committed so far.
Okay.
And then you can be the one that's like, can we get more? Or that's perfect, don't get any more,
Okay.
that
I
kind of
think
thing.
some of them that you guys have listed are, we just haven't heard back from our little spies, and we haven't heard back from
I mean,
some of
that's why
them.
she just did like a salary.
Yeah,
I'm sure they do.
Which, I mean, is great. Every bit helps in
Yeah.
the VIP tent.
And
But I don't know if
that's
you're
why
doing
we still need a
cards.
bunch of cookies.
Yeah, I know.
Chick-fil-A versus like, we needed like sandwiches.
I know Chick-fil-A did like a bunch of like free sandwiches this year for the cards, but those were, I think, for the gifts.
Yeah.
Those are for, yeah.
So last year we did hold in at the very end because I
Cause she
reached out
talked
to the owner.
Okay.
Okay,
So.
Yeah, I'll get in contact with you.
to.
Okay.
Like 200 sandwiches.
Yeah,
last
200 and 250 is what I wrote her in the email, and
Okay.
she's like, I'm looking for some people, so.
yeah, probably with Heather.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
I
know
know
it's
just get in
been-
communication and then just be like, this is who we have committed and
I
then
just
go
need
for
to know
that.
what sponsors I have that I can work with to bring in, obviously, the food for the
Yeah.
VIP.
And then I do know that we did get Hyman's, gave us a gift card, so they will be doing the pies. So. Okay.
Oh, just.
Okay, I'll put it back to Christie and we can go quickly through our individual items.
Okay. So,
Food vendors. We had 74 different food vendors apply for the event. I picked 21 of them to come, and even 21 is my pushing the space a little bit. But we're going to try to get 21 in there. We had at least 8 or 9 apply that wanted to be a sponsor. I accepted 6, and I wanted to put it out to this event. Do we want 6 sponsors, or should we reduce that?
What is the?
Who are they?
Yeah,
Yeah, who are they?
what's the benefit?
The benefit is they get a bigger space. They get a little block in the magazine, and they get their choice of spot where they want to be in the line.
How much do they
They
pay?
pay $2,100.
The downfall of it.
I just think that, I just think you can get too many.
Okay.
That's
follow
what-
you.
We don't have enough
Too many
space to
sponsors.
give everyone.
But we've had 4 or 5 in the past. We've never taken 6, so it's an opinion.
Change, yeah, I'm chill with it.
Yeah, I would default to the magazine. Do we have enough space for six?
Oh, yeah, at that price?
Okay,
I say yeah.
okay, so sounds good. Then I'll read the list of who they are really fast.
Okay.
And okay, we got Mambo Truck, which is Caribbean cuisine, Taco Burrito Express, Mexican, Moki's Hawaiian Grill is Polynesian cuisine, Fruitzel, and I think we've already got a check from Fruitzel for their sponsorship there. Funnel cakes go with that kind of thing. Got the Rolling Pineapple, it's pineapple drink, Gavin Concessions, American Grill, Expo Foods, kind of American Grill type thing, Slice of Pizza Catering, Authentic Navajo Taco, Kona Ice, Utah Corn Roaster, Papa Javi. Papa Javi is a hot sandwich place. Da Ramales is kind of a exotic pizza type. I put 2 pizzas. I was a little leery about that, but Da Ramale is kind of exotic pizza, slice of pizza, more of a kid type pizza, cheese, pepperoni, that kind of thing. Golden Spike Concessions, American Grill, Snow Cones, Green Snowies, Texas Twisters, Sweet Ease, Poppin' Jacks, Kettle Corn, Big, Broke Rose 9. They are a frozen treat thing, like frozen bananas dipped in chocolate, that kind of thing. R&R Barbecue, it's a barbecue place, and another one called Donuts Vibes. They sell the little mini donuts and other treats like that.
Mini
So-
donuts.
For Cardinals.
Yeah, it's a pretty good selection. I didn't overdo it on any one category.
How many of these are repeats from previous years? Are these mostly new?
5 are new.
5 are new.
5 are new this year. I've never been to. 5 are new, and 1 hasn't been here since pre-COVID, and he's come back this year. He's really loved. You'll like him because he does sell the tornado fries.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Those are popular, yeah.
So we actually have 2 places that will sell the tornado fries.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Cause those lines are,
Um,
like,
Does the tornado guy want to be a sponsor?
Like that could honestly bring, see.
Yeah, if all these come through, it will bring in $28,700 revenue for the Summerfest.
Thanks.
The only other thing I need to talk with Heather on Tuesday, I'll send her the list of sponsors so she can contact them, get all that going. And Pete is working on the contract agreement with legal. As soon as that's ready, I'll send the links out for the contracts and the payment for the rest of them. And we should be ready to go.
Have you emailed those who have been declined?
Everyone but 3.
Okay.
So I sent out about 50 email. I got 3 that came back as undeliverable emails. I
Okay,
gotta find out if I made a typo or they made a typo in their entry
Okay.
thing or not, so.
and then Jason had a question behind you.
Well, comment, so, and I already talked to Jim about it, so as it relates to not only the food vendors, but any of your affiliated assignments. As far as insurance goes, I need minimum at least 2 weeks prior to the event. So I plan on, submitting our insurance application about the 20th and 21st of May. So that previous week, we need to have 99% of everything planned out of what we're gonna have. Now, it's not necessarily set in concrete, as long as we don't make any extreme changes, right? We can add little things here and there, but don't shift gears and go do a full 180. So we just need to kind of set that as a hard deadline to have things wrapped up, or at least confirmed by the 17th, 18th of May. Does that work?
Yep.
Okay.
I will send you this and stuff, do some purple. So, and then one final thing I was gonna tell you. Oh, on the 21 food vendors, 20 of them already replied their acceptance, so.
Okay. Okay,
And the reason that I have to have everything 99% of it is because I have to type up a big paper as to explain day by day what we're doing to the insurance carriers. And so that's what they're giving us their premium proposal, estimate quotes and all of these things and coverage limits and everything else. So like I said, as long as we're within that circle, we're good, no extreme change.
What's the soul that has to read all those things? They don't, they just pull it out, no problem.
Oh, my turn. Great. We're all good. Status quo. The only other thing that I had mentioned, I think I kind of briefly mentioned it last time, which I just think would be cool, and I need Tim's help executing. It's probably impossible, but I'm visioning it not being impossible. I would still like to do something if we can, like some sort of like grandstands or something in the VIP area to watch the parade instead of out there. I know that's terrible, but visualize.
The only bleachers I get, I rent.
Mhm.
They're not cheap, and then they're not very movable. They can bring them in, tow them in, that kind of stuff, but they're not agile to get in places.
Okay,
But if that's what the plan is,
well, that's not the plan. I just want it.
No, I don't.
It's just my question, because, I mean, I'm loving the changes to the parade, I do. Just the people in the VIP area who stay in the area, it would be nice to have.
The reason why the bleachers are where they're at is for visual. You put it in the VIP, you're gonna be blocked by a truck, trees, and fencing.
Yeah.
So you will lose some of the visual appeal, having the bleachers sit inside of the field, inside of that tent, or by the tent location, you'll lose visual appeal, unfortunately. And they can't do any candy in that region.
are you just wanting to be off the ground? Like, would you want like custom like picnic blankets for your family that are like the big ones and then you can sit
I mean, you're
down?
watching through the fence anyway, I just wanted it to be higher because people are gonna be sitting along in front of the fence.
Mm,
on the
oh,
playground.
okay.
So just listing it somehow, and I don't even care if it's like bleachers, I don't care if it's, I don't know what they use at the Provo parade, they have like,
A lot of bleachers.
well, it's not even bleachers, like where they have their VIP areas, they're just lifted like platforms.
So basically a stage.
Yeah, it's almost like a stage instead of like a bleacher, but it's something raised that they can like watch and not have to try and battle the crowds, cause it is crazy, especially right there. Like just trying to get, so if you can visualize something and think about something, it would be awesome. If not, it's a pipe dream for a couple of years down the road, I don't know.
My thought is that you're gonna be behind the chain link fence.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know, that's
Behind
what
the
the,
chain link fence than with the crowds.
but then you have,
The chain-
then you have the 10 feet of people in front of you.
Yeah.
Plus you have the sidewalk, people walking back, the announcing trucks.
Well, that's why I'm saying like a platform type thing
Then
instead
you're
of.
in the, then you're probably in the tree.
Gotcha.
I won't be negative, I'm just saying the height wise, it can tell you the trees.
I'll have to go look at where that is. Anyway, that's the only thing I have.
Then you might have to use a, but like, anytime people are gonna wanna come sit in those.
Yeah.
You have to force more people out.
Yeah, people hop on the fence.
Oh, got
You're gonna need people to go in, because. Yeah, that hop in the fence.
Okay,
I can always, I can bring in more bleachers, that's what they need, it's just.
okay,
You know.
It would be nice though to find some type of permanent solution
yeah,
right there where I mean, I swear one day there's gonna be a parade rage bleed shooting down there, cause that's where I usually park my city truck right there. And it gets nasty.
Yeah.
In that area.
Yeah.
It really does.
yeah,
There's some ornery people.
I do not like that area.
But
That's where we are.
Right.
It's so frustrating. That's funny. But it's getting better. It's getting better. I'm excited. Okay.
I wanted to see if we had reached out to Dairy Queen for ice cream.
We reached out, yeah.
Amazing, okay, perfect. Then the only thing is kind of figuring out some of the like side games that we'll have school party, but I know that we're working to get some of those types of like long game things ordered for other events that we have going on in Oremfest and in Orem City, so some fun little additions, things, not crazy, but mostly just like trying to make sure we spread the crowd out.
And Dairy Queen has committed to.
The Bulls events.
For a VIP tent and. Yes.
And then last thing being that last year we had talked about maybe doing a discounted concessions, we opted not to. That was a frustration for users last year or participants at the pool party. So this year we will find a way to get some different menu items that we can discount that can be appropriately priced. So they are discounted and it feels like a better deal to the parties.
Over the weeks, nothing. Definitely happening. Lots of applicants are still coming in. People are getting antsy, but that's not it. For the generator area. Do you want me to leave that alone?
I would prefer it, but it's,
And I think last time you talked about that whole area like shifting slightly based on the food.
yeah,
That's-
still,
that's
still the
still
works
a
on that, I'm not sure on that anymore.
Okay.
But that area adding 2 more vendors didn't hurt, but didn't very help.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Cool.
There's no generator, it's power panel, no power. But all the power issues that seem to fall in that place, I mean, that's a lot. And I have too many tents on top of me, I gotta crawl through, you know, I have to get into that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay, good to know. Orem's got talent.
We're on schedule. We've got a whole, what did you say, 9
You got 9 so far.
so far? And I'm going to ask Chelsea Craig if she wants to, what's her new name? Bailey. See if she wants to, is available to do the emceeing. And give Adam a break this year, but we may need him.
Yeah, he's a backup.
Yeah. Okay.
Adam, Robert?
This. I mean, is there anything else that
Do you need judges and you don't know what's
I pretty much got? Yeah. It's such a fun thing that all the usuals just beg.
Yeah, as usual, so I'm begging.
Yeah, you're one of them.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I think we're good.
Okay, great. Thanks, Grass.
She didn't give me any kind of update. Me and her are just in communication about the scales and tails, schedule, but no update from her.
Okay, what about car show?
Car show, so we, and, barbecue as well, so we actually met with John and Tyler this last week. Just coming up with solutions on how to, make the hot dog eating, bagging, all of that experience, even more flawless, and then John is all committed and we have the car show. That's going really well. So that's just moving along as well.
Okay, breakfast, hot dog pie.
Do we have a sponsor for the pies yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
How much do we
From
have?
Orem. 100.
Okay, so we'll need some additional.
Yeah,
for-
those pies aren't cheap.
Was it 100?
Yeah.
About like
Figure out.
five. That one is like five, that's it.
I think last year's been probably that. And then hot dogs. will be-
How many pies do you guys need?
I'll look it up so we can talk to it.
Just so then we know how much to either ask for or in addition or to get another one.
Did we use all 20?
We have a couple left over.
We had 2 pies left on Friday. I think we did 18.
And also Wiener Schnitzel has agreed to do the hot dog eating contest and volunteer for that.
Okay. But for the adults, we do have a pie for each adult. And then the kids, we do a quarter pie
Okay.
for each child.
That's just good for us to know to see how much 100 gets us and then go.
Kids, we're doing, how many adults we're doing.
I think we're advertising, 3, like an adult group, a teen group, and a kid group. So those be
Do
3.
you have a max on those?
Yeah, 10.
So are we doing a younger kid and an older kid?
Mhm.
Okay, so we'll do 2 kids and then a teen and then an adult.
No, just one little kid, say like up to
12.
10 or 12,
Yeah.
maybe, and then like have a teenager one,
Okay.
and then an adult one.
So if you go.
So that's
10 pies.
10 pies?
So it's nine. If you have an extra, 12 pies.
Okay. That's fine.
Perfect.
Cool.
Your usual question is what time of years are we getting invites? What's your face back?
Katie, the champ, the queen.
Does she wanna come out?
I don't know. Like, it's always kind of like last minute, you know, we reach out several months in advance, we don't hear from her, and then like the day before, she's like, I'll do it.
Like the
I mean, she's won, I think she's won 5 times now.
Yeah.
You wanna give someone else a chance? Or is it fun that we, It brings the crowd.
Except
That's
that
what
it's.
it does.
Someone go against her, right?
Yeah.
Well, last year we had, it was closed.
It was
last year.
close last year. Yeah.
For the first time in a long.
I think you gotta give them.
Bring her back. Yeah, I'll reach out to her.
Baby contest. We're on schedule right now for the baby contest. Good thing with the sponsors, any physical items that we're gonna be putting in the goodie bags that we give them when they check in. We're gonna need those at Spinoza's hospital at least a week in advance, so the end of May, just so that we can actually physically put together all of the goodie bags. And then I was talking to Karina a little bit about this, wanted to see if in the gymnasium, is there a way that we can display for the sponsors, like, hey, these people sponsored the event, it's like a rolling slideshow? Do we have a screen or?
But then I told her about the game room and the 2 TVs in there.
TVs, but it wouldn't be in the gymnasium, it would be like right next door, but you can see the TVs from the gym, so.
And is that by the main entrance, like that same area?
Main entrance is like south and then this game room is north, but like they would enter through south, get to the gymnasium itself and then game room.
So that might work, because that's where we're kind of thinking of doing the check-in for it anyway, and so
Yeah.
people would still be able to
Yes,
see the sponsors.
And you can route one of the halls like directly to the game room, so they can go through the game room and go to the gymnasium, like if you wanted, you could block off side doors so that's the hat that they have to take.
Okay. Cool. And then. Got some t-shirts, orders, we're looking pretty good, and right now we decided, and even though the main theme has changed, we're gonna keep our same 3 mini themes that we have, so the American Heroes, my future and bright, picnic at the park, just because those have already been on the website. And people have already started signing up for the baby contest. Those are all the updates I have as of now. The website is live, so that's why people are able to register right now, so. And then probably ran into last year was people would call the city office saying, hey, I decided I don't want to participate in my refund, or hey, this isn't, like, the website's not working for me, and the city doesn't. The Tooth and Nogus team is the one that's like handling all of the money and stuff like that, and so I sent out word that like, hey, use this phone number, like if your team gets it, have them call to the Nogus Regional Hospital and they can actually help them. But if they just call the city of Orem or call the main line to the hospital, then they might have to go through a whole tree in order to get help. And so we updated the website with that phone number, but just make sure that your team is aware, so that if they're getting a call and it's a 16-year-old in the concession stand, they're not like, I don't know how to process that refund, I didn't even know how to get to that website.
We may just need to contact Kathy if you know.
We've updated it all on our end. On City's end, so everyone, 311, Breck, anyone who calls the city has that number.
Oh, great, that's all I have then. Orchard Jail.
So, sorry, yeah, the Orchard. So Paula could not make it tonight, and there's not really any updates, everything. I feel like that is one of the events that it's done. It's ready to go. We have everything done, so we probably don't have any other updates from that one.
Did anything come of the, get on printer?
Yeah, so that's, we have it. The agreements went through, we have the stage, and so we will have the entrepreneur market. So that's public, we are doing social media on it, and then also having it in the magazine. And then, yeah, they're just working on it.
So we have dinner.
VIP dinner, so there is going to be a big change of the VIP dinner, and it's just location. And this is due to, they are leasing that office, and so it's no longer available. But we are going to be doing it at the UVU Culinary School, which we thought was going to match in with Val Peterson, UVU, that whole thing. So it's going to be really fun. And then we'll have UVU Culinary be the one that is providing dinner. So that more information is to come on exact address, timing. You guys will be getting your registrations form, so then you can make sure you register, or not register, RSVPs, sorry, that word.
But same location, like it's just the
It's-
same area as Canyon Tech, so.
Oh, cool.
Because UVU is like right there in Canyon Tech. So that's probably just the biggest change. But we will be sending that out soon.
Awesome. Sports Fest.
Debbie?
I emailed Sarah a few times and haven't heard from her. So I don't know if she's kind of participating, but we're just moving on.
Yeah.
Registration is now open, and I saw a social media post
Mhm.
today about Sports Fest, so hopefully we'll start to get some registrations. Can I ask you about the cost to do it?
Yeah.
Is that for?
But like she came and met with me, she was super excited.
We try to make it
No.
as minimal as possible.
Oh, that was the other
Running
girl.
that just
But now I'm sad because there were people who are asking me all this giving, and I'm like, I'm gonna kick you off.
And then we're working on ordering some of the awards and things like that, so. He and his interns helped put together a flyer and marketing, ready to roll.
And then, so Board Co is a local word artist couple, and they are going to be they're posting on their social media right now of them making the custom cornhole for Sports Fest, and it's really fun to see their process. So just exciting about that.
All right, grant rate and student marshals.
Pete?
Yeah, so that's all done. Melanie, who's on our team, she did a great job. She got in with all the principals. It's all written up. It's in the magazine, ready to go.
Way to go. Right, great. What do we know?
So Liz is not here. All I know, she sent me a little thing. We have 40 applicants right now. And yeah, Jenn was able to present in council. And so we are going to be doing the fancy cars for the city council members. And then we already talked about parade safety, but yeah, we are just moving along with doing more push. Liz is going to email everyone who has been in the past years to make sure that they come and register. And then,
Number limit right now, it's like, was it 80 last year?
so last year we had 100 and we're gonna put it down to 70 to 75. So,
All of the sponsors who qualify for free entry have been given the link to register. It should be registering.
yeah. So, and then I have added in a motorcycle club from Salt Lake called Rogue Souls, and then Bike Orem is also going to be in the parade. So still working on trying to find a little bit more entertainment And then me and Liz have been working really hard on having a matrix of parade entries. And so they have to fill out a whole form of like what the parade looks like or what the float looks like, what kind of entertainment they're providing, if the candy, whatever. And so then we are being pretty choosy on who gets to be in the parade because we want it to be more entertaining rather than just a pickup truck with a flag. So we're buckling down on that.
I can report. My husband's working with the Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's had them sign up yet, but he's forwarding that, so he told me he'll be working on that in the next week or two to get the volunteers to sign a waiver or whatever they need to do.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so that's good. So my husband's on it, so he'll do it.
Awesome.
He'll find it. Perfect. And then I'll talk to them, get in the garbage bag, and it sounds like.
Perfect.
Okay.
I think the only other thing is Peay, just one more thing. Peay, is there anything on magazine deadline is next Friday? So if you guys have any changes, anything like that, Peay, do you know of any areas that need updates? We did a brief meeting today, but anyone else have any like updates or anything like that?
I think the big thing is just ads. That's the only thing that we're waiting.
Yeah.
But other than
Yes,
that,
it was
and
out.
we've talked about,
Yeah.
I think
Is there
everything's.
a way to add group 1776 or banner period?
Yeah, it's not too late. Are they confirmed? Because if we put it in the magazine, they're
Yeah.
locked in.
So
I like group 1776.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Boy Scout group 1776 will be carrying banners.
okay, that's it.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you guys. What? Oh, do you have to move to adjourn or anything like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone make a
Yeah,
motion.
no, I think the magazine.
Okay, second. They all favor.
I.
So,